Alright, space time. 2 stations got refit. Something went into another damaging minefield. There was a repair ship. Our scouting drone went into the Gambit system. It caused 2 combats. Why did it cause 2 combats? Looks like it didn't even get destroyed. Did they have another ship join there or something? I don't know. Caused one combat when I jumped in, but it looks like the drone is just out of weapons range of that closest Gomez. And then it can of course run circles around them. And they do come after it. Okay, let's check out. What are these ships? What do these ships? It's just the base Gomez. It's Gomez number 4. I think we have the designs up to 5. Heavy ship mounts, they have the 120 range and that super accuracy. It's 5. Much the same. Heavy on regenerators. Knight-like cruisers. But he has 2 flux pods? Oh, they're the ones that generate supplies. Okay, I'm not sure why he has that in systems where he can have a resupply depot. Maybe he's reserving them for assaults. Flak cannons, 3 guns, 3 null space shields. No regenerators on the cruisers. And still using that level 1 emissive armor. 2 of those knights, and none of his boots, none of his special massive engine destroying ships. So it's just a relatively standard combat fleet. It's a lot of hard power there. He doesn't have any support ships there, no repair ships, no supply ships, no minesweepers, which suggests to me that he is not looking to attack me in that place in the next 10 turns at least. Alright. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 new colonies this turn. And what is this new? Sociology 3, Sabotage 3, Quantum Engines 4. Traded some stuff. Got more info. And what did we build? Another space dock. Any ship, anything that we need to launch, any satellites, any luminaires. Nope, nope. Building a couple more for our remote mining stations. No, otherwise nothing that needs our direct intervention. This planet is unpleasant. You will have troops ordered, 200, not 2000. 2000 cargo space is what they shall occupy. And then all the certainly very loyal Zorn on this planet can continue to be happy and hopefully loyal as well. They're certainly not revolt. Okay. Let's see. What do we see? He has 2 colonies here. He had this one for a good long while, I'm pretty sure. He has a subspace transmitter there, which just acts as an external combat sensor, which is nice. If I attack him here, that's going to make it just a little bit harder. What does he have on here? This one is a newer colony, I believe. He didn't have this when he glassed the colony I had. He has a space yard, a resupply depot, and a couple of facilities on here. It's methane, but he has his own population on there. This one is populated by Zorn, though, so he does have the breathers. He could build more facilities here. Maybe he's just forgotten. We can build 25 instead of just 5 facilities here. What's building a couple weapon platforms? What do his weapon platforms look like? Darts, phase disruptors. He does not have mounts for his guns on the planet, so they just have 100 range. We could technically outrange that. I mean, with missiles, certainly, anyway. And then he uses heavy armor on these, okay. Guardian 2 is what all these designs are. They're all the same. Alright. Do we see anything else in the system? Came through there, we saw some reinforcements coming. I'm gonna go through this again. We have another Gomez 5 come in. Oh, and we already did not see that anymore. Yeah, there it is. Was it right time? Another Gomez 5. Okay. So he has what? 9 Gomez 5 and 2 of these knights now. We're gonna say 9 of 11 moves. 8 out of 10 moves. Did he give orders for all of these to go where they are twice? Is that why we had a second combat trigger? Because they had a move order towards the hex they are already on execute while my drone was there. It's great that my drone can just sneak past that like this. Let's see, what was the end state of those combats? Go to the replay. Yeah, very much far away from the warp point there. Why are you there again? I would think you would not spawn at the warp point. If the fleet is away from the warp point when the battle ends, which it looks like, we might be able to sneak more shit through. All these ships with a 9 speed can't catch that drone with 11. Alright, 5 minutes almost run up. There you go. Okay, let's look at the new colonies. You want to be a rat's world. You want to have a humongous amount of rats. And a space yacht. And defenses. And after that, troops, certainly. You're optimal. That's gonna go down once you have 29 rats extractors. And disloyal methane breathing pop. Okay. Next new planet. That one over there. You are not going to be mining, you are going to be research. Once you finish building your Atmo plant at some point in the distant future. Could also build just a space yard on here. We need the yard facilities. And you can already start building those troops. 2 drones to fill up the rest of your space, like I've queued up on so many of these other worlds. Social Rock 5, you're surely made for that one. Do not load your carbon dioxide population, please. Just like here, we are going to want to have Romulans on there. Good. Even if that ship got built on a carbon dioxide breathing place, still counts as being crewed with Romulans and puts Romulans on the planet. New planet in Vega. You are about the cutoff for our minerals, aren't you? Takes ever longer to open that menu. Value produce it's already sorted by minerals. What was you? 113. This one? Yeah, it's a little bit below our cutoff. Let us not turn it into minerals, but just have a resource colony. I mean, you're going to convert anyway. Just dump these on there and we can decide what to do with this at a later point in time. Why not? Let's add the troops to it as well. And then you can start cooking. And the last new colony in Viridian. And down here, you're going to be research. You will have the full defensive complement. Space yard. Down. And then research centers. Wait. First an Admiral plant, and then more research centers. Dip, dip. Let's build that after the defenses are done. Okay, we are going to want to redesign a lot of things for quantum engines for now. This is the final engine tech that we want. Let's remove our research points on that. Do we want sociology 4 for 6,000 research points? I don't think so. 6,000 is getting a little high. And I think we don't want to do more sabotage ships and fleets. I didn't see any Interlevents fire this turn. Maybe Cantarans are getting cooperative defense. Maybe it just we just rolled badly this turn and didn't get anything. Let's finish the ECM level 6. Then I would like to get a level of armor. 31% of my research shall suffice for that. Then I want shields, and then I want heavy weapon mounts 5, but my ally is still working on those. Yeah, get more than that one level of armor. Let's just dump all of it in there. Got a couple levels of it. Okay. There's this ship which I have here in part only so it gets seen as a cloaked scout, so that they know where we are and what we're seeing, and that we are in fact scouting them. We don't actually have eyes on the Gulag stuff because they broke their sensor sharing with their allies wisely. I could send it up towards this place. Try and support my ally a little bit. I could also have it hang out here and see if they can detect it. I don't think they can. We specifically researched these sensors so that they cannot. What's your sensor range? 4, right? Distance of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you just hang out there. Maybe they'll deploy better sensors and eventually see it, and then they think, they've had these eyes there all this time. That's how they were always there, where we were not, because they always had eyes on us. Okay, what do I do with you? It's concerning that Mr. Kantara has not colonized these extra planets yet. What was he? Carbon dioxide. At least 2 breathers for him. Does he still not have rock colonization? Rock planet colonization 1, it says. He has eyes, he has them all. I think he did not necessarily used to, or maybe the reports just did not show him as having all of them. Alright. What do I have here? Establish a rock 10. All the plants here were dealt with. There's a gas and an ice establisher coming in here. So you're the last for that world, I'm pretty sure. Coming from a hydrogen world, so you can keep loading the population. Oh yeah, did we see anything in here? This scout ship just passed through this undetected. There's one of the 100 remaining units that the zones still have. And also some planets here. So he just has these 2 Gommers on them. I could try to run some simulations. Actually, I can see the sector. They are right next to the warp point and definitely within weapon range. Okay, that's bad. They were not in weapons range. I would just jump through and then I could deal with these warships with the missiles. Like it is, I'm going to be losing quite a few drones. I should just sim these drones in open space. 250 looks more scary than it is. Most of these are mines. But if I have something like 70 drones in here now, I can probably just overrun these two battleships. I should do that then. I need to defend more war points. Did we see anything come through that point up there? No, we did not. Need to check any other places. I can check if they had anything run into Gambit. No, they did not. These guys all have sentry orders. We'll try to get the boarding ship through. See if we can't board a colonizer or something heading towards this place. He surely has some heading here, right? He has shipyards here. Both of these planets, he can just build them here as well. I know he likes to build weapon platforms a lot. Maybe he's resource limited. Check again. No intelligence events this turn. Reset intelligence to the Cantarans on Empire-wide sabotage. Did we get another defense attempt? No, defense success is 1 out of 1. So do I want to have this ship fly in further? No, I do actually have sight on everything E, so I don't strictly need to. I don't have sight on the Cantarans and the Gurak. Aha, look at this. They've laid mines. Very nice. That is a defensive strategy, which means they're not looking to go on the offense with their 10 ships and 20 drones that they had here. So they're all keeping on this world. It's fine. I'm not really in a position to push forwards here either. The same problem that I have, not having any yards or real infrastructure in the system yet. All these planets are freshly colonized. They have as well. I've been sharing this system for a while. The E-core space is more up here, not down here in Draconis and Rollo. Wouldn't be surprised if the system was partially uncolonized as well yet, given that the Gambit system is so sparsely settled. One is unfortunately for them an empty system. There's some Cantaran core space here. Oh look, you have a ship here. Is that just a frigate? Skiva 5, so the scout. It's nice of him to actually give us some sight on these. It's a scout ship, alright. It just carries a basic sensor and some basic guns. Very nice of him to update our vision on the Cantarans. Let's see what they have. 3 RADS facilities. This planet does not have the zone population, so he hasn't made much effort to distribute his zone population yet. Planet is also methane and could benefit from the breathers. What does he have on here defense-wise? Nothing. This one is heavily defended. 8 weapon platforms, Uda Guardian designs, the troops, subspace transmitter, and his mineral miners. It's one of his core economic worlds, no doubt. Makes sense to defend that more heavily. Alright. Where was his homeworld anyway? Would be a gas, what? Gas giant? Yeah. No, ice. Ice carbon dioxide. This one. Oh yeah, he rolled very badly with his resource values on his homeworld. The memory view doesn't show you what was on there. Alright, let's check the rest of our systems. You can stop e-build. You can stay where you are. You can stay where you are. You can refit to the next stage. You can stay where you are. You already have stopped e-build. You can upgrade into a fully operational drilling station. Our remote mining income is going through the roof. It's actually making up all our surplus right now. So our consumption is growing quite a bit. Our maintenance costs are almost up to 100k minerals. And we're now starting to rely on that remote mining. I seem to have enough organics production now. Did I just finish a bunch of organics farms this turn? I don't actually need the gift that I demanded of melee then. With the default text. Construction. There's 1 farm, 2 farms, 3 farms, 4 farms. Oh no, there's 5 farms, 6 farms, 7 farms. Yeah, if I finish 7 farms this turn, yes, it goes up to the positive again. Alright, let's go here. Search of volume 11 for ice. You are built on a methane road? Where art thou? I built you here, didn't I? Search ice volume on a green road. Made for that one. Establish ice. Here. Just up on his ice. You can load methane from the zone homeward though. So go do that. Could have made this a volume that can remain as it is. And the other one here is gas. So you colonize that. You are from a hydrogen world, so you can load hydrogen pop. There's definitely enough pop. All these planets. Not this one, but this one is green anyway. Alright. This is a large repair ship. To make this, yes, I believe I made this for that one. This one is fully refitted, it just needs to have all its stuff repaired. Alright, you can build a Derdex. We are going to, before we actually queue up anything, going to need to upgrade all our designs. The stations can remain where they are and what they are. Let's go through the list from top to bottom. This is 11 speed. With these old engines, just yank it all out, slot in quantums, so we get to have 13 speed. We have 120 movement points for 105 minerals cost. That is a little bit over 1 the ratio, but it's still not the ratio of 2 we have on ion engines, so their cost effectiveness will remain better. The cost effectiveness of these CT and jacked photon engines is not necessarily better than the quantum, so I'm just going to use quantums and then slot in ions until the ship gets slower, which it already is. I slot out 1. Just because there's such a big difference between 80 and 120 movement points. So, establisher gas volume 13. God, they're so very expensive. It is doubtful that we're actually going to need as many of these ships anymore. I'm still going to make these. Could also make a non-volume version, but if I don't have a non-volume 11, oh I do. Whatever. I'll just go replace the engines on all our designs. Since this is, especially on the colony ships, is rather boring, I'm just gonna go pause the recording here and come back later when I've done all that. Alright, I went through all of my ships here, upgraded them all to quantum engines. These troop ships I'm not upgrading yet because I'm probably going to want to upgrade them with defenses soon. I have all these Pactianos down there, which I'm going to want to upgrade soon, especially since getting towards the enemy planet to drop your troops faster means you spend less time in range of enemy weapons, getting through the defense envelope of the weapon platforms faster. So engine upgrades are actually priority for these things, but first I need to unload all the troops from them, and then ideally make a design with level 2 or level 2 or more of armor. That's the plan there. Obviously, there are a couple of old ships that I'm probably not going to design, probably not going to build. We had a bombardment ship and a point defense ship that I played around with, and what was dissatisfied with, I've just removed these. And when I upgraded the Hawk, I noticed with Quantum Force it gets 15 speed. If I use this thing as a drone leader, I am going to have problems with my existing drone groups, which do not reach 15 speed. All these old drone groups have 11 speed. Even this new Hawk that I built has 13 speed. We go down to our current drone group, we can see that the whole fleet moves at 9. That's because of the freighters. But all these drone groups just move at 11 speed. So the lead ship is actually going to leave them behind. That is not good. I am going to want to not refit them to Hawk 5 class, but I am going to want to make a different design that is 11 speed to lead these. The Hawk 5, that's 13. The Hawk 6 now, that is 15. I'm going to want a Hawk that is 11. At that point, we can look at the old Hawks. And just make a Hawk 4. They are Hawk 3s. Much similar design. And just switch to the design of the other ships in there. Let's look at these again. I have this concentrated engine layout, 4 light plates, shield up there, ordnance storage there, and 1 bomblet there. Eleven speed can stay. We have an ACM at the bottom on the internal slots, shield in there. And 2 more light plates. Let's go to some Hawk variant, shall we? A Shadow Hawk, a Renegade Hawk, a Raven Hawk, sure. Your strategy should probably be maximum range. Break formation, I would assume. Much the same as these. Especially improved HP is of importance, although on a destroyer you only get paper HP anyway. But not being fast and outrunning your drones that you're supposed to lead. Okay, let's refit these both to Ravenhawks. And then we can slot out that other Raven again and turn that into a 15 speed monster and tell it to do something else. Once you guys have retrofitted, you can just go back to the fleet because the repair ship is there. Damage is ticking down inside the fleet, that's good. And there's still the consideration of jumping through with this fleet or not. Let's do these sims later in the turn. Let's still give orders that are that needs to be given. You do not continue building anything anymore. I've not made upgraded designs for these yard ships because you generally don't need these to be very fast. And that saves on refit costs and maintenance costs because you don't need to support engines that are 50% more expensive. As much as I hawk about these extra engine costs, all in all, it does not tend to make ships all that much more expensive. Let's look at the Hawk designs here. Like this Raven Hawk is about what we had in cost with the ion engines. It's just above a K of minerals. These are 1300. These are 1400 for a similar package, but just that much faster, and that much speed can make such a big difference. So even if it looks like, oh no, the ship is going to be 10 or 20% more expensive, no, don't be dissuaded by that. Don't let that stop you from actually upgrading your ships. You should do it, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try and optimize where you can, if you're so inclined. Okay, go through our ships. Morphador, you up here. You're already in slow build. You need to be upgraded. These 2 guys are already fully upgraded. Then you just stay where you are. here, big as repair ship. Also need to refit that. These another nice thing that works out, these large freighters that we have. Let's take this one, large freighter. They move at 11 speed, which is the same speed that the Derridexes. Oh no, it's not the same speed that the Derridexes have. But the Derridexes move at 12 speed. I thought they were just going to move at 11, but they're actually going to move at 12, which is amazing. Small freighters could potentially keep up with them, but I think losing at 1 speed on a strategic scale is going to be acceptable. I mean, right now, look at that combat that we had. Those Gomez were moving at 9 speed, and the drone that we have was moving at 11 speed, so 12 speed. The Derridexes are going to put all these guys in the shadow. Right, more ships, more orders. What are you doing? You are building a refining station. You're going to stay there. What are you doing? You're the drone that we sent in here. I also want to keep you here to keep an eye on all this, but should penetrate further into Antaran space if we so can. No, I could just reach that warp point, okay. I'll go ahead and try and warp there, I guess. No, I'm gonna give you a movement order to go here. That way, if something's on the warp point, you can still turn back. Might well be that we run into mines, but that is the fate. There's some of these very old ships. I can just stay there for the time being. I could separate a drone out and see if I can't see something here. I can also do that with you. I don't really need to have eyes on here because I already know everything about the E, because I have their vision, and I can see that they are not going to be offensive against me if they're deploying forward minefields. So I'm just going to pull you up here. Fun fact, if you give a movement order like outside the hex grid, it always puts it at coordinates -100, which tries to go as far inside the edge of the system as it can, which is always there. No. You can also just reach the system. So I'm just going to give you a move order here. What if here the Derridex we finished building at our homeworld? The first one with quantum engines, are you? The Derridex 5. Where was the waypoint 2 was the waypoint that was here, where we could decide whether we're going to send you this way towards the Tengebrai or downwards towards Pilagerolo. And more stations that need refitting. Radiant Slowbirds, very nice. You just need a new order. You're also going to be building a station of mining. Oh, you're already doing that. I'm just building the whole thing wholesale there. We need to mess around with refitting. Good. Okay, that's it for ship orders. Then let's go do that simulation. There's a Gomez 3 and another Gomez 3. They are decently well supplied. And they are right on top of a warp point. I don't think I can sim the warp point assault. But I can make note of how many drones of what type I have here. Let's see, 8 Neros. Should I just make a list? 8 Neros. Plus 5. Plus 3. Plus 5. Plus 3. You know, I'm gonna forget it when I go actually set up the simulation, so I'm just gonna count it like this now. 2 Neros, plus 4 Neros. Group is all called Nero, it's plus 8 Neros. So we just click that. Then we have the first 5 piles. No, not you. Another calculator, please. You're the piles counter. Plus 4 piles. Plus 4 piles. Plus 4 piles. If there are mixed drones in any of these groups, I'm not going to count them accurately. It's not that important to get a separate, an exact count. Okay. So I've got 38 Neros of the old design and 23 Pios, all 11 speeds. They're just Neros, not Nero 2s. Oh, I guess this one is a mixed group, whatever. These are Pios 4s. Then I have the Hawk 5 that did receive all the ordnance it was supposed to from this ship here. 80 ordnance remaining. Okay, set up that sim. Gomez 3s, 2 of them, please. Add a warp point in there. I think it's just a prop that'll show up in the back of the system. And our own ships. 1 Hawk 5. Was it Neros? 38 of them. There's a lot of missiles. And 23 Pios 4s. Command would, oh, that's very bright. The command would go a little differently than this. Yes, I have not set a fleet, so all these are just going to move independently. In a fleet, they would move in. Actually, where is the Hawk? They would move in formation with the Hawk. You see the Hawk or its range somewhere here? Oh, the 2 ships are chasing my Hawk. Higher in their priority list. Those subliminal darts taking care of these. There's one missile that the Hawk is shooting quite easily. But no, all these fuckers are going to go in range. And quickly overwhelm the fuck out of them. So this is going to be the interesting part. How many missiles can they actually absorb? How many volleys at once does it need until their point defense gets overwhelmed when they're together like this? No, there's a couple getting impacts. Remember, in the real fight, the drone groups are going to go through one by one, like five Neros at once. They're going to shoot, the missiles are going to go there, some of them are going to get shut down, the missiles have travel time. And then one ship goes down, and then the other one. All the while, the ship's going to shoot its 5 phase disruptors at the Neros that are in range. Let's turn it back to real speed. Yeah. I should still die handily enough. We're going to take losses, but so be it. Close my little counters here. Okay. So let's go on the attack. One reason I would, which would cause me not to want to do this, is maybe because I would be showing my hand. I would show the fleet that I have here and give them a chance to prepare themselves to counter this. But I'm trying to prepare for something else entirely right now, am I? I'm gonna give an attack order here, twice, to make sure that they are really dead. Then I'm going to send these guys up that away. Could also roll up that satellite while I'm at it, but I could also not. Maybe somebody's still getting combat reports shared with the zone. No, they're not showing up as a diplomatic entity anymore. This place will remain defended because I have the mines deployed here now. Okay, everything is fine. Filmers, I would like to send through, please. In fact, you could try and go solve that, could you? No, you know, let's just go there. Next to the planet. Just in case there is something there. From the zone, or maybe a Kantaran. Alright. Just to have the boarding ship in range of any E-ships that might want to poke through. Although I'm guessing the Kantarans share sensors with them anyway now. Okay. So much for the offensive here. There's no offensive here because we lost that drone group that collected itself in Tangier. Oh, unfortunate corruption. Now there's only this landing group, this invasion force here, which I'm going to want to refit. In fact, for that purpose, let's pull you back towards the planet. We'll make it all the way back there, so just go next to the planet. Actually, we have one of the space docks here now as well. Could refit you here if we wanted to. Oop, what was that? Accidentally hit a different button. Yeah, let's have you go here. And next turn I'm going to remove these ships from the fleet, unload their cargo. So we can give the unload cargo order now. Right, drop troops, please. And then I can go refit my 4 Pactianus 2 and the Gorgat to receive new engines. It's also going to be a consideration if I can just remove or replace the engines on all these ships because the new engines are so expensive. Okay, here's our stations. Let's give all these guys orders to build warbirds. They're deck 7. Yes, you were empty. You still have one queued. You do not have one queued. You are going to need one queued. You are going to need one queued. And the planet itself can finally build its research centers, which we also need. Now we have some yards here, good. So building more yards here. I am building 3 yards here. I want 6 yards in this place. So how about you build 2 more? Actually, you just build 1 more, and then the next station that gets finished will build 1 more. And I have 2 separate yard positions here. Even if one gets destroyed, we might be able to defend the other one. Otherwise, you just have an Admiral plan. Could also build your a resupply station here so things can resupply while they're in port. Don't have to rely on the sending from the other station. Or we could build a planet shield or anything else that might support a fleet. Like fleet training stations. Which we don't have unlocked, of course. Alright, no ships needed orders anymore. Let's go check our queues. To skip the ships, but there is a planet in Fagon. You just finished that repair ship. Repair ship? Ah, there's no space yard there anymore, otherwise I would have said you can immediately go and refit that repair ship. I almost want to say you can refit now and then go there, but if you refit your engines, you can't go anywhere. Alright, what do we do in you? We just have that one dinky ancient weapons platform there. If something penetrates deep into my space or gets transported here by a freak event, I'm also going to be in trouble. Like a Gomez here, I would not be able to handle that very easily. Only with drones that would happen to be produced by planets like these. Very nice. Oh, reminds me, I've just upgraded ships, not drones. Let's go do that real quick. Okay, Pius 7, still going to need to update all the planets manually that have repeat orders, because they always have one thing under construction. There's going to be Illuminator 5. I don't think we had anything of those under construction. And the Luminaire, the small scout drone. Yeah, you can stay that way. Upgrade please to Luminaire 3. Didn't have any of those in queue either. Heroes, not sure if we're going to build more of those. I think I said that last time I upgraded that design too. The kites, just because we can. No, they stay at level 2 quantums. These have different engines, and that's it, okay. So you just go ahead and build a Derritex, I guess? I have anything finished here? The homeworld is finishing a freighter. We can immediately replace the engines and have it become 1/3 faster. Don't need to really rejiggle the planets itself on the facilities, so just go ahead, build more the Derritex. You here have built some drones. Please launch these and build 2 more. And there's the 2 planets in the Knoglum system which want orders. These hidden planets here behind the other planets. You become dark side unpleasant, but you're emotionless anyway. You have your 4 defense platforms. Oh, you're those organics farms that we just finished, are you? We have a shipyard on you, so you just go ahead and build ships as well. Do we want to build the Derridexes or do we want to build some support ships? We are going to need support ships. That is going to be very much a thing. I want to build the support ships closer to the front lines. There's no particular reason why, but generally I like to do that because mainline warships you can always need, but what your requirements for support ships are can change based on the situation on the battlefield, based on what obstacles you're facing. Somebody has a huge minefield and you need to have a lot of minesweepers suddenly. Or somebody turns out has not built any minefields, and then all those minesweepers that you built 20 turns ago that are finally arriving from your core space and receiving expensive refits are not useful. But mainline combat ships generally always are. Okay, I do not have a minesweeper design that is big. I wanted to have a minesweeper design that is big. I'm just going to take the repair ship because I can just yank out all the solar collectors. I think the initial design I had only 3 collectors in it. Yeah, this one is more. Just gonna yank out this design and pump it full with minesweeping components, which are where? Here. There's 6 mines each. There's 17. Yeah, that is 14 on each. What? 14 on each side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 24. Yes, I'm not stupid. This is indeed 144. 144 mines. It's a nice number. I mean, it's just above what 2 of the small ones would do. We don't have any spare space on here. I don't have any spare solar collectors or anything I need to replace. Let's go find you a nice name. For you, Musterius or Nepotian or something. Nepotian sounds nice. And when I'm playing single player games, I usually put the number of mines that they can sweep into the name so that I can recognize and do a little head count immediately. How many mines can this fleet sweep? In PvP games, I try not to have my names to be that descriptive since the names are always available to the enemy. And you are no longer a ship repair, but you are a ship sweeper of the mines. There you go. You're building that now. You're finished building colony ships. Actually, you're not finished building colony ships. There's the 5 colony ships you can build for the edges of the system. I would like you to build at least 1 mine sweeper for this fleet that we are building here at current. Good. Then these 4 ships must be underway right now, or otherwise busy, just refitting. And nothing else wants orders. I want a couple levels of research. Then I want a couple levels of shields. And I'm not sure if my ally is going to all the way on, what is it, weapon mounts. Getting heavier weapon mounts to 5. He only has a couple thousand research points, so it's going to take him a while. I'm trying to talk him into giving me his research planets, just so that I can upgrade them if nothing else. Because research points, oh, he has 5,000 by now, it's not so bad. I thought he still had like 2,000 or 3,000. Because he has a 20% research penalty and I get 20% more space, so yeah, my research plans are a lot more productive than his are. 212 plants now, very nice. And I would also just benefit both of us if he gave me his planets, not all at once, but we cycled through them, and I would just upgrade them with my 20% extra facilities, and I would just give them back to him, and he can just have those 20% extra facilities as well. Right now we are rich and can afford it. To go screenshot this. And don't need to be that careful with our resources. Even if we miss out on a couple planets worth of production for a turn. There's also the fact that he's researching interdimensional tech, which only he can research, so he has to research that, even if he has all those penalties to research. And I can't show it, but the interdimensional tech tree gives you a facility that gives you more space on a planet. It's like a pocket dimension building. I think the level 1 building gives you an extra slot, and the maximum level building gives you 6 extra slots on a planet. The facility itself also takes a slot, so the first level gives you effectively plus 2,000 space, out of which 1,000 is already used by the facility. And then the max level gives you plus 7,000, out of which 1,000 is used by the facility, so an extra 6 slots effectively. Until we actually get there, it's going to take forever though. Need to max out that interdimensional tech tree with his couple thousand research points per turn. That's going to take many turns yet, and he still has the interdimensional weapons to research as well. But if we combine that pocket dimension building plus my plus 20% facility space trade, we can make huge planets that have not 25, not 30,000, but I believe 38,000 facility space, out of which one is fixed for the interdimensional pocket building, but essentially 37 usable facilities on a planet instead of the 25 that you would usually get on a huge world, on a huge breather. That is going to be such a big advantage if we can pull that off. Just maximizing our planet space that hard. I mean, you see our opponents here, our competitors are struggling to get their breathing population onto all of their worlds. We saw this world here in Gambit where he was no, he didn't have anything on there yet. He didn't have any zone on there yet. But this world where he has a breather but hasn't filled it out yet. Maybe he's building other stuff. Maybe he hasn't seen it yet. I've definitely had the situation where I have not seen situations where I could undome planets or fill them out, but didn't. That's why I have this undoming view. Let's go check it out. Ah, hey, look. Some zone wandered into a planet that is populated by Romulans. Let's recycle the Romulans. 13 million of them. And undome this world and queue a lot more research centers. No, that's where I'm building all the weapon platforms before the space yard. Yeah, plans like this. If you have a view like this, it does help. Not to miss opportunities like this. I also had green people wander into one of my green worlds. Let's also undome this. Recycle the Romulans. Few more research centers. We see this obscene amount of research centers that we're building here. Wait, I'm gonna screenshot all that for my ally there. Building 400 more research centers. Now let's find some science emoji. Scientist, that'll do. And right now we already have 280 operational. We are really booming on economy, and we are slated to still boom for another 20-30 turns very hard. And our opponents haven't been slacking so far, you know. They've also maximized their planet space. At least the E and the Gulag have. They've also upped their numbers games a lot. But it will be seen if they can match the numbers that I'm able to put on the table here, especially with my eco-focused game setup. And with these words, I'm going to let this turn be saved. I don't need to exchange any resources with my ally right now, since I'm fine. I still have a gift of 10k organics incoming that I probably don't even need right now. So that's it.